The moment. Most practitioners start doubting themselves. There's a specific moment in Reiki practice that changes everything. Not all at once, not dramatically, quietly. It's the moment when things stop feeling clear, and instead of asking what's shifting in the practice, the practitioner turns the question inward. What's wrong with me? This is where self-doubt enters, not because you failed, not because you lost alignment, but because the old markers stopped working and no one showed you what comes next. Up until this point, confidence often came from feedback. You felt Reiki, you saw results, you received reassurance. But when the sensations soften, when responses become subtler, confidence no longer has anything obvious to stand on. And without a new reference point, doubt fills the space. You start second-guessing your intuition. You hesitate before trusting your own awareness. You look outside yourself for validation, and slowly the relationship shifts. Instead of partnering with Reiki, you start asking permission to exist in the practice. This is the moment most practitioners don't recognize until they're already deep inside it. Because self-doubt doesn't announce itself. It disguises itself as humility, as caution, as just wanting to do things right. But underneath that restraint is fear. Fear of getting it wrong, fear of being exposed, fear that you never really knew what you were doing at all. Here's the part that matters. This doubt doesn't appear because you're unqualified. It appears because your practice is changing and your identity hasn't caught up yet. You're no longer being carried by sensation, but you haven't learned how to stand on discernment alone, and that gap feels dangerous. So you hesitate, you shrink, you defer, not because Reiki is gone, but because your relationship to authority, especially your own, is being restructured. This is a critical moment because if you interpret doubt as evidence of failure, you'll abandon yourself, you'll overcorrect, overstudy, overperform, or you'll quietly step back and convince yourself you were never meant to go further. But if you recognize doubt as a transition point instead of a verdict, everything changes. Doubt is often the sign that borrowed certainty is dissolving, and what replaces it is earned clarity. This is where practitioners either regress or mature, not by silencing doubt, but by understanding what it's pointing to. I talk about this exact moment and how to rebuild trust in your own discernment without becoming rigid or reactive. In my book, Return of the Prodigal Reiki Practitioners, the shadow side of the Reiki practice. This channel helps you recognize the moment. The book helps you move through it without turning against yourself. Self-doubt isn't proof that you don't belong here. It's often the sign that you're standing at the edge of real authority, and what you do next determines who you become as a practitioner.